Look at my baby. She knocked out. I like to come in here and watch her sleep, reflect on how grateful I am to have her in my life, talk to the Creator, ask the Creator to guide me to be a good mommy, to give her what she needs, to make it in this life, because it's so cruel out here in this world. And then I like to whisper things in her ear to put into her subconscious. It's my way of bonding with her. This is my baby's wall of art. She's very talented. She loves to draw. She loves to paint. She loves to color. I particularly love when she colors because I love the combination of colors that she puts together. At one point we did have her in art school, but due to financial reasons, we had to take her out. But we are definitely looking into getting her back in. It's something that we keep at the forefront. One of the things that we keep at the forefront of her little life right now, because we really do believe that she's talented and she can go places with these abilities. This is one of her most recent work. The King Baby is what she entitled it. She said this is for her brother. When he gets here, we get his little area together for where he is going to be sleeping at for the most part, which we all know he's gonna be sleeping in a bed with me for the most part in the beginning anyway, but he has a little area that he's gonna be in, and this is what she wants to be in his area. I thought that this was just so cute, the way she has the yellow in the background with the gold dots. I thought that that was creative, and the black outlining, so cute. This is the little drawing that she made during that time where her daddy put playing with her on pause because of that incident that they had. And so this was her way of saying that she missed him. She's not sorry, but she misses him. I love this. Because even though the little girl looks happy, I feel like in the eyes, she's sad. But the smile is her way of trying to be strong. And then it's just a reminder of an experience that we all went through. We're definitely gonna get her back in school as soon as we possibly can. But we have other things that we want to get her into that we feel are a tad bit more important. So we're trying to like prioritize and then just go down that list. I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant or what, but lately I've just been looking at her and I've just realizing how much older she's getting, and just realizing the type of personality that she has. And her father and I often talk about it, you know, in terms of the things that we need to work on to mold her and shape her little mind, you know, so she doesn't get ran over by the world and end up in the wrong circles and is easily influenced. And it's just that we don't want her to be just smart, you know, we want her to be book smart, we want her to be street smart, and we want her to be able to think for herself, to be an independent thinker, and to be a leader, not a follower. I just often get kind of choked up a little bit because I just want what's best for her so badly. And I just pray to the Creator that her father and I do our very best and have an impact, a positive impact, and the things that we instill in her stick, you know, so that she can, I mean, I know that she's going to stumble along the way, and there's lessons that she's going to have to learn on her own. We just hope that what we instill in her prevents a lot of those obstacles from happening. I just love her so much. She's such a beautiful spirit. I just don't want her spirit to link up with the wrong spirit. I be in my mind a lot about her. And it's probably because of, my mishaps with my oldest daughter. So, sometimes I sit back and I'm afraid. Just as a parent, you just hope that you're being a good example. None of us are perfect, but I just want to be a good example for her, and I want to prepare her for this cold world as much as possible. It's so important to me that she's an independent thinker, that she's a leader, that she's humble, but that she thinks for herself. And she doesn't let anyone think for her. And she's able to recognize, the good in people and the bad in people. The people that, it's okay to be in the midst or to have in her midst, and the people who are not okay and she needs to keep her distance from. And then there's the boys. Gosh, there's the boys. My aggressive nature or personality, it's just something that's just natural. It's just natural about me. So, a lot of people look at her aggressiveness and think that it needs to be toned down a little bit in relation to how she communicates with her father or interacts with her father. And for me, I feel like it could be more polished. I'll put it that way. I feel like, she's young, she's growing, and I try to step in and, polish it off as much as I see fit. But I don't want her to be soft. I don't want her to be sensitive. I of course, I still want there to be that balance where there's that femininity aspect to her. But it's important for me that she's strong and that she sees a representation of that when it comes to relationships, because she won't be ran over. She'll be able to stand on her own too. She will have a very low tolerance for BS and mistreatment, and she will be vocal about her feelings and demanding her respect. And so as she gets older and she gets more mature, I think it is then that the polishing will be a little bit more easier. Right now, she's young and, she's experiencing her little life, to the degree, of course, that there absolutely has to be a respect factor there, and sometimes I could be a little too observant as opposed to being more hands-on, if you will. So I definitely try to make sure that I pay attention to my parenting as well, to make sure I don't give her any wrong ideas, and just make sure that there's a balance. Put it that way. My husband made a good point in terms of boundaries, that you're just, as a parent, you're not gonna know every boundary to to discipline, or to get a head start on in terms of discipline. Sometimes those boundaries aren't known until they happen. Sort of like with that unfortunate incident that happened between the two of them. I would have never thought in a million years that she would do something like that, because she's never done anything like that to me or anyone for that matter. So, but yeah, it's a learning experience, and we just want to be the best parents that we can be. And so sometimes I just get choked up, when I look at her, as I'm sure a lot of parents do when they look at their babies, because we know our babies, and you're looking at your baby like, they're so sweet, they're so innocent, they're so pure, and one day, they're gonna have to go off into this world, and you just wish that they could just hold on to that innocence and it not be tainted, negatively influenced, and so, but that they have to learn some lessons on their own. And I'm also kind of nervous because of the bullying that my daughter experienced at school, and she never talked to me about it. She never, and it's not because she felt uncomfortable talking to me about it. I honestly don't even know why she never talked to me about it. I think it's because she just didn't understand that there was something wrong with the way that she was being treated. She didn't know that the mistreatment that she was accepting was not okay. Every day I would pick her up from school and she would be like, I had a great day. I had fun with my friends. She was always in the best of spirits, in a good mood, looked forward to going to school the next day. Like, she never gave me any indication that something was wrong, something was bothering her. Never. I would say the only thing that, looking back, that I probably should have paid more closer attention to was the fact that she was always making things for her friends. Oh, you're making something else. Oh, you're making something else. Oh, okay. Because she's a creative. She's a creative person. So I think I failed to mention that she also likes to make jewelry. So she was always, coming home, making necklaces and bracelets, and she was just always making things for her friends. And of course, I never questioned that. I just thought that she was just being a good friend, and this is what she wanted to do, what she wanted to do for her friends. And so I always just told her how great of a person she was and how nice she was, and oh, you're so awesome. Like, I always bigged her up. Like, you're such an awesome friend, and your friends are so lucky to have you. And, I think one time I even helped her make some stuff for her friends. Like, so looking back, it's like, here it is, my daughter is being mistreated because she just wants to be accepted. She just wants to be a part of the group. She wants to have friends. She just wants to have fun. And she's being exposed to a group of little girls. She's being exposed to a type of behavior that she's not familiar with. I mean, because even though she has an older brother and sister, she's practically the only child, so she doesn't have the experience of, the blessing of having siblings her age or around her age, or even cousins for that matter, that, she could play with and have those experiences with when they're, they're fussing and fighting and bickering and going back and forth, and, the little things that siblings and relatives do with one another that kind of creates the foundation of learning personalities. She doesn't have that experience. So she's being exposed and going through these experiences with kids her age, and she doesn't know if it's good or bad. She's just going with the flow. And so I'm thinking that's why she never thought to question it. But I do believe that within her, she did feel something was off because it didn't make her feel good. But she would just brush it off because she wants to be accepted. She wants to have friendships. And the reason why I say that is because in the end, when something happened, I'm not going to go into details about it, but when in the end something happened, she broke. Like when I was just really in her grill, in her shit, trying to get to the bottom of it, why is what happening because this isn't like you. Like when I really started getting in her shit, that's when she broke down. And it's just a moment I would never forget. I would never forget. Never forget when she broke down like that. Because it just showed me not only how hurt she was, but how strong she had been up until that point. How incredibly strong at such a young age she was up until that point. And it made me feel I just was so hurt and I was so angry because I know my daughter, she's not perfect. She's not perfect. But the mistreatment that she was experiencing from these girls for no reason, all because she just wanted to be a friend, because she wanted to have friends. I was angry. I was so fucking angry. And I'm still angry when I think about it. How kids can be like, just so cruel. And it made me so fucking mad because I used to be bullied in school. So, but just, oh gosh, every time I think about it, So, I'm afraid, I'm afraid that my husband and I were actually talking about it earlier, and I was, we was talking about me going back to work and, stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm afraid, because after she had that incident, after everything hit the fan, I was up at that school every day, making sure that she was not playing with those little girls anymore, because you're not going to treat her like that. And you're going to learn, talking about Summer, you're going to learn that you have to learn how to separate yourself from people who mean you no good. And so even though I was telling her, I don't want you around these girls no more. I don't want you socializing with them, talking to them, playing with them, nothing, eating with them, nothing. I had to be certain, as much as I possibly could, because I wanted to go to the school. I wanted to be able to pick her up and take her out to lunch every day. Like, I wanted to be there to hold her hand. And I know that I can't do that for the rest of her life. But right now, at that moment, and still now, I feel the same way. At that moment, I was up there. I was up there every recess, to the point to where she looked forward to it. Her dad and I, sometimes both of us would be up there. And it got to the point to where she looked forward to it. One time I forgot to go up there. It wasn't that I forgot. I lost track of time. I was out handling business. I lost track of time, and I knew that I wouldn't make it, and I didn't. And I felt so bad. And she actually said something about it, and I felt so bad because she was looking forward to it. Seeing me there, or my husband and I there, encouraged her. It strengthened her. And, her going back to school, and then if I'm working, I'm not going to be able to be there to support her, and so that scares me. And just from what her father and I have witnessed when we take her to the park, since we've been doing the whole homeschooling thing, because we're still trying to incorporate her being social with kids her age, because that's extremely important. she still has some work to do, you know, and so I'm just concerned. Um, I don't want to change her. You know, I love her spirit. I love her personality. And she just has a good heart. You know, all she wants to do is just, you know, make positive, healthy relationships with kids. And her father and I recognize that, you know, if she runs into the wrong personality, she's still in that stage of not being as observant as we would like her to be. She's still on the, oh, I want a friendship, if that makes sense. She's still on the, just the whole excitement of having friends tip. And we've seen her be tested, you know, by kids, even if it's unconscious on their part. And we saw her reaction, and it's just not up to par. And so, you know, that's very concerning to me, because who wants their child to be mistreated? Who wants their child to be desperate to fit in and to be a part of? And, you know, who wants that? You know, and especially after the experience that I went through with her at school, it's just like, So I don't even know how this this video took a turn, from me just looking at her in the bed, but you know, this is the type of stuff that, you know, the things that be going through my head sometimes as a parent. Just want to do right by her and protect her and shield her and cover her and then just on a more personal note, you know, just be a better mommy, you know. So, but anyway, now I have a whole nother little baby on the way. But anyway, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys if you made it to the end of this video, listening to me just go on one, if you will. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.